and gentlemen, welcome to what will be my final Manor Lord video for a considerable amount of time. I'm not one for milking content and giving you top 10 lists and guides to the combat. The combat's easy, you don't need a guide. If you need a guide for the combat in this game, then seek help, okay? Seek help. But I digress. This will be the last Manor Lord. Wait, no, Manor Lord. I meant Manor Lord. This will be the last Manor Lord video that I do in a while. For about a year. We'll come back in a year and see where the game is at. For now, there's like 8 hours of content before you've done and seen everything. But I still played for like roughly 20 to 25 hours. I say roughly because I left the game paused quite a lot to go do other things. But there's a lot to see. I have a lot of footage laying around and it'd be a shame to just delete it all. So I figured I'd do this video, which is basically going to be a highlight reel showing you more or less my first impressions with the game. So without further ado and rambling on my part, we'll jump into this. Work, my minions, work! Corpse pit. Not a good farming simulator if it doesn't have a corpse pit, lads. Ah, the weather reminds me of home. It's good British weather, this. Good British weather. It's so chill. This is, I need a break from Crusader Kings. Crusader Kings is like starting to stress me out. So this is perfect. I'm also about to run out of food and die. Casual, everyday sight of the local lord going for a jog through his shit-covered streets. Keep working, peasants, or you'll have the lash! How do I get out of this? How do I leave? There we go. Escape. Okay, that makes sense. Running out of food. Yeah, I realize this. At least they have another house. That, ladies and gentlemen, was the sound of my dog, which has learnt how doors work, so now just jumps up and pulls the handles down and opens doors. So if you shut the door, she'll just open it again. And then you'll shut it and she'll open it again. So you have to lock doors if you want them to stay shut. Anyway, crop rotation. That's a thing that's happening. Crop rotation. Yay. I need more slaves. I mean, villagers. Villagers. Yes, that's what I said, villagers. Dude, this is really good for one guy that, like, sorted all the animation and the scripting and just all of the... he did everything, just by himself. Just one dude. That's pretty impressive, honestly. Can't lie. Well done, Greg. Good work, lad. Good work. This is stolen by bandits. Goddamn bandits. Invisible bandits. This is why I need that militia. High priority construction, lads. We need religion. Religion has only ever brought good to the world. God wills it, lads. God wills it. Build faster, God wills it. God is watching. I was expecting like a cathedral. This is a wooden shack. You have failed, God. God is not amused by this. Firewood and to sell stuff to people. And hopefully now we have a firewood stall up. People can go buy firewood for their homes. And then actually move into a goddamn fucking house. That's the sound. The White Walkers are coming. The White Walkers! Oh, God. I'm not prepared. We are not prepared. Illidan was right. Out of the way, peasant! Out of the way! Out of the fucking way! I'll have your head for this, you insolent bastard! I feel this game has really great potential for what it could be. I don't have an army or any kind of anything. How the hell am I supposed to resolve anything on the battlefield? What? Okay, so I realized for some reason that there's a bunch of people just living in this shit. There's literally 5 families just living in this shitty little workers camp for some reason. So, yoink. Go into the homes that I built for you, game. Oh, I have a development tree. I didn't even know this was a bloody thing. Yeah, the AI is expanding and I can't even... The way I claim new territories is placing this. But I need, like, wealth, which I just can't get. But maybe he's supposed to take over everything and I'm just supposed to be surrounded. I don't know. Yeah, new families are joining in at record speed. Now we're getting tractions, boys. Oh, wait, what? What's going on? Oh, outlaws. I spoke too soon. God, there's more of them. There's more of them than I thought there was. Way more of them than I thought there was. My glorious town! No! No! Fight, you peasants! Fight! Fight! Fight for your lands! Fight! God damn it! No! Well, I'm fucked. I can't do anything about this. So, that was bad, but we're back. We're back on track, boys. Kind of. Yeah, building hit by lightning strike. Go away! Leave me alone, game. Build my castle that I may defend you, peasants! Never again will we be accosted by rebel scum. The game crashed. I'm pretty sure it was just busted because it now works fine and I'm not freezing. Expand the living space and all of those. The town's really coming together. The manor is the centerpiece. They can set up market stalls as well, like along the side by the bar. And I can upgrade the church, which is exactly what I wanted. God wills it, peasants. God wills it. God wills it, peasants, yes. Remember to pay your annual religious tax. Why is there a wooden beam in this doorway, peasant? Oh my god, you just phased craft. He's a witch! He's a witch! This is early access days, so this spectator thing is purely just to walk through your town. But, eventually, I'd love to be able to take part in the combat, like, in this person perspective. Make it so you risk your lord's life if you go into battle actually controlling him. But it gives your troops, like, a morale boost. And then if you die, you play as, like, your randomly generated son or something that takes over the business. Takes over the lordship, inherits your lands and title. I'm stuck! Your lord is stuck! Send for help! Send for help! Peasants! Peasants! Oh, I can just phase through the wall, don't worry, it's fine. It'd be cool to, like, see your retinue or, like, troops all training and stuff. Slaves are toiling in the peasants are toiling in the fields during a classic, gorgeous British summer. Reminds me of home. Keep working, one! Not seen a man in pointy shoes go for a jog in the rain before? Bloody peasants. I need some stables, because it occurs to me I kind of need a bunch of horses. There's no reason not to have a bunch of horses. I'm really struggling with firewood. They're not cutting down enough trees quickly enough. I think it's because the trees are now miles away from, like, the woodcutter, so it's taking forever. Oh, they spawned right here? The fuck? They're already, like... Okay, I'm here for moral support. Moral support. I saw archers at the back shooting. Fire! Fire! They're coming, oh lord. But hey, we actually won a fucking battle for once. That's progress. Now, I should be able to loot the bodies and get their equipment or something. They're claiming my territory. The AI, which has claimed everything else on the entire map, is now claiming my territory. It's very early access this, but I definitely feel like the AI needs some tweaking, because also the AI isn't doing anything. They're not, like, expanding or building or using any of the resources. They're just claiming the territory, then they're like, yeah. So, yeah, early access, early access. Obviously, I have to resolve the claim on the battlefield. I have no choice. Fight! Your lord is here for emotional support, lads. You got this. Fight, you peasant dogs! Fight! Or I'll have you all whipped. Fight harder, damn it! You will not surrender. I'll have all your families crucified. Try up arrows. Oh, don't crash, please don't crash. That's saving. Things are going so well. The arrows really suck. The enemy is stunned, boys. They don't have the wall. I feel like archers need to be way more, like, stronger. I don't think they've killed a single dude. There are no rules in war. Bite. Scratch. Kick them in the nads. Oh. Victory is achieved. The mercenaries were completely useless. The fact that mercenaries spawn on the opposite end of the fucking map, completely stupid. Definitely something that needs to change. But, you know, it's early access. I'm not shitting on the game too badly. It's just there's a lot of stuff that does need work. It's not a bad game. It feels like I'm playing Banished, but like a more graphically pleasing version of Banished, with probably slightly less features and more combat, though. Banished never had any form of combat whatsoever. We're not getting any bread because farming is just extremely unreliable. But I can get some level 3 stuff done. But in order to get level 3, I need to have ale. And in order to have ale, I need barley from the fields, of which I have none. It takes so long to farm anything that it's basically useless. It reminds me of Anno. Anno at a certain point just gets, like, really, really tedious. Because the procuring of, like, certain goods is just such a pain in the ass. Oh, that's the maximum level? So I can't get any more. That kind of ruins my plan entirely. Fight, you cowards! Fight! Damn you! Archers do nothing. Archers are really shit. Why are the archers so bad? You know, there's a lot of bodies. A lot of guys died in this field of battle here. Stand your ground! Oh god! Protect your lord! Protect the lord! I'm with you in spirit! I'm with you in spirit! Fight! The man that drops my banner will be flogged! I have an idea, actually, to be fair. This will probably scare the shit out of them more if I flank with the archers. Yeah, they get scared. I got 200 stank berries this time, at least. So are people whining about food? No. Cool. But that's about the maximum capacity of King's Landing. Unless well, no. I could start building some smaller villages down here, separate from the main thing. to be fair, and that probably is what I'll do. But we have over... what is it, almost 500 people now? Fire! Don't shoot your lord. The man who shoots me in the anus will not live to see tomorrow. I just need the ability to actually join in the battles, and this will be great. You know, this is where Manor Lords needs to excel and, like, beat the other things. Because it currently has nothing going for it that's unique, other than the fact that it looks very, very beautiful. Also the building system. I love just the ability, like, the way the buildings are laid out in, like, the grid system, like this, is really good. I love that. That's excellent. Like, that was a brilliant design choice right there. And it looks really pretty. But here's where Manor Lord can stand out from every other game in the genre. It's Mountain Blade, but city builder. There needs to be way more focus, and obviously early access, but in the future, there needs to be way more focus on this. I know it's not, like, necessarily probably the original vision of the developer for this, but I just feel like this is what could separate it from all of the other city builders. If you put more focus on the combat and engaging the player, this right here is what makes it more than just another city builder. And hey, if that's not the vision of the dev, fine, but at least make the RTS bit a bit more intelligence than artificial, because right now it's way more A than I. The combat is just so very, very basic and just dull. I literally just have to flank with archers. Because the archers are so useless, I'm sure they will get patched at some point, but the archers are so useless at damage that I just engage enemy with infantry, move archers around flank, enemy shits itself, and they run away. And there's nothing wrong with flanking. That's a staple of medieval friggin' strategy and everything, but especially with cavalry later on if they add that. But maybe the AI needs to actually acknowledge that it's being flanked and actually, you know, use a brain of some description. Because right now, it's absolutely brainless. Alright, then my retinue has to flank around. Fight, you fuckers. Still, it looks cool in the middle of the town. I just wish it'd be full of, like, my retinue. Like, when you haven't called the retinue, it should have them, like, training in the square and stuff, and you build, like, archery ranges or stables and stuff, and build your military barracks up and everything. Fill all of this with, like, just garrison buildings and manor buildings and buildings to increase your taxes, all kinds of stuff like that. There's so much stuff that this game needs that it is very much lacking. This is like the end game. I really feel you could experience the entire of this game in about 10 hours, and that's purely because it takes you a while to learn how everything works, because there's no tutorials, or barely anything that tells you how to do anything. Yeah, like 10 hours and you've played everything. At least in the current state the game is in. There's really not much to do. I know, early access, but it is also 7 years in development. I can only hope, at like the end of the day, that this is a case of I'll return to this in a year, and the guy's used all the money that he's made, and he must have made quite a lot. This has been very successful at launch, just purely because of the hype. I just hope that he uses the money correctly to basically make the game better. I'm still convinced this fucking snow texture is a 2D asset that I've used. Like, it's a seamless snow texture that I swear to shit I've used before in modding. So I can still use the archers to scare the shit out of the enemy. I just have to get behind them. It still counts as flanking, even though they're archers. Which is irritating, because that's just it. That's it. It's done. And that is all, ladies and gentlemen. That's the game. I do still believe that this was overhyped on the internet. A lot of people have their expectations set way too high. Not the dev's fault, YouTubers' fault, Reddit's fault. And I do believe that it's overpriced, personally. Some YouTuber comments were saying that they spent 110 hours playing this. I don't know how they spent 110 hours playing this, but to each their own. Personally, I played for like 8 to 10 hours before I realized that, yeah, I've done everything. There's nothing else to do. And then I continued to play, and my enjoyment progressively got less and less when I realized that I'm just doing the same thing over and over again, and there's nothing else to do. So, nature of an early access game, arguably, 7 years of development, There's cheaper games in early access that have way more content. You know, make up your own mind as what you want to do. I don't think it's a bad game. I think it has great potential, fantastic foundations for the future, assuming the guy puts the work in. I don't agree with the people calling this Game of the Year. Not really the best anything, because it's way too early to call it the best anything. It needs a lot of work. Is it promising? Yeah. Do I look forward to its future? Absolutely. It has a lot of potential. But right now, definitely not worth the 36 quid. At the end of the day, I'd recommend waiting for a sale or waiting at like a year for new features and content so that it's got more value for its money. Hell, the developer himself recommends this in the Steam posts and everything. So he acknowledges that there's, not a lot in the game for the current asking price. It's early access, it is what it is. Come back later if that is more suited for you, and I do recommend that personally. You may ask yourself, Soul, why are you doing this disclaimer thing as if you need to defend yourself? Oh, well, that's because I get assaulted, attacked, and threatened whenever I criticize this game, even a little bit. It's Bethesda syndrome. It very much reminds me of criticizing Starfield when it first came out, and everyone was still sucking its dick, except for me. Apparently. So hey, form your own opinions, ladies and gentlemen, at this stage. I'd just recommend leaving it for a bit. But without further ado, that is all for now. This will be the last Manor Lords video that I do for at least a year, as I've said. And then we'll come back in a year and we'll see where the game's at and go from there. Hopefully it has a bright future, but we'll see. We'll find out. Time will tell, ladies and gentlemen. That is all for now. Thank you for watching. Soul out.
This war is far from over.